Welcome to Dark Side of History channel, where the untold stories of the past come to life. So don't forget to subscribe and uncover the
Dale Creek Railroad Bridge Crossing. A train crossed the impressive Dale Creek Iron Viaduct Bridge structure in Wyoming between 1876 and 1885 during construction of the Transcontinental Railroad. This dangerous crossing required careful engineering to span the deep valley and connect America's east and west coasts by rail. The bridge represented the incredible engineering challenges overcome to unite the country with railroad transportation. Finnair fashion-forward flight attendants. Finnair flight attendants modeled modern uniforms with vibrant 1960s fashion trends in a 1969 promotional photograph. These stylish uniforms reflected the era's bold fashion choices and showed how airlines competed to attract passengers with glamorous service. The fashionable flight attendants represented the exciting and sophisticated world of international air travel. Rush Medical College Historic Lecture. The lecture hall at Rush Medical College in Chicago in 1900 showed medical education at one of America's oldest medical institutions. These future doctors learned in impressive auditoriums that emphasized the serious and important nature of medical training. The formal setting prepared medical students for the life and death responsibilities they would face as physicians. Arnold Schwarzenegger first bodybuilding competition. 16-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger competed in his first bodybuilding competition in Austria in 1963, beginning his journey to international fame. This muscular teenager would later become a movie star, businessman, and politician, but it all started with his dedication to physical fitness. Arnold's early competition showed how determination and hard work could lead to success in many different fields. Baby Elon Musk, South Africa childhood. Future technology innovator Elon Musk was photographed as a baby in Pretoria, South Africa during the 1970s, where he was born in 1971. This ordinary-looking child would grow up to revolutionize electric cars, space travel, and internet technology. Elon's childhood photograph reminds us that future world changers often start as normal children with big dreams. Young Frida Kahlo, artistic beginnings. 5-year-old Frida Kahlo showed early interest in art and Mexican culture in 1912, decades before becoming one of the world's most famous painters. This creative child would later use her artistic talents to express pain, passion, and Mexican identity through powerful paintings. Frida's early artistic interest predicted the incredible artistic career that would make her a global icon. Bruce Lee teaching his son. Martial arts master Bruce Lee instructed his young son Brandon Lee in combat philosophy during the 1960s. This father-son training session passed down ancient martial arts wisdom and fighting techniques to the next generation. Both Bruce and Brandon would become famous action movie stars, showing how talent and dedication can run in families. Brigitte Bardot film production break. Actress Brigitte Bardot relaxed in light clothing during a movie production pause in 1958 while working on one of her famous films. These behind-the-scenes moments showed the hard work and long hours required to make the glamorous movies that entertained millions. Bardot's casual moments revealed the person behind the famous movie star image. Einstein visits historically black university. Physicist Albert Einstein visited Lincoln University, the first U.S. university to offer degrees to black students, showing his support for civil rights and education. This visit demonstrated Einstein's belief that knowledge and education should be available to people of all races. His presence at the historically black university highlighted the connection between scientific progress and social justice. Muppets visit Star Wars movie set. Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy brought humor and levity to the Empire Strikes Back production set in 1979. These beloved puppet characters created a fun moment during the serious work of making one of cinema's greatest science fiction films. The Muppets' visit showed how different forms of entertainment could come together and create magical moments. Grace Kelly early acting career. Future Princess Grace Kelly posed for a studio portrait in 1950 at the start of her acting career in theater and early films. This beautiful young actress would later marry a real prince and become royalty. But first, she conquered Hollywood with her talent and elegance. Grace's early photograph captured the beginning of a fairy tale life story. Mounsell Sea Forts, Thames Defence. 3 of 7 Mounsell Sea Forts protected British maritime routes in the Thames estuary during 1945 as part of World War II coastal defense. These unusual structures looked like buildings standing in the middle of the ocean and housed soldiers who watched for enemy ships and aircraft. The sea forts provided innovative defense for Britain's vital shipping lanes during wartime. Soviet chess education strategy training. A school chess lesson in Pskov in 1975 promoted logical and strategic thinking development as part of Soviet education policy. Chess was considered an important subject that taught children how to think several moves ahead and solve complex problems. The Soviet Union's emphasis on chess education helped produce many world champion chess players. Luxury air travel cocktail service. A flight attendant served cocktails on the Croydon to Paris air route in 1936, representing the luxury and sophistication of early commercial aviation. These elegant flights catered to wealthy passengers who could afford expensive air travel when flying was still a rare and exclusive experience. The cocktail service showed how airlines tried to make flying as comfortable and enjoyable as ocean liner travel. New York Ocean Liner Terminal. Ocean liners docked at New York's major passenger terminal in 1960, serving as the main boarding and departure point for transatlantic travel. These massive ships carried thousands of passengers between America and Europe before jet aircraft made ocean travel less popular. The busy terminal represented New York's role as America's gateway to the world. Queen Elizabeth Coronation Portrait. An official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was taken in June 1953 after her coronation ceremony at Westminster Abbey. This formal photograph captured the young queen at the beginning of her long reign that would span more than 70 years. The coronation portrait showed the dignity and responsibility of British monarchy in the modern world. Arizona Railroad Bridge construction. 2 men stood on a railroad car roof while crossing an elevated bridge structure in Arizona in 1895 railway expansion. These brave railroad workers helped connect the American West with dangerous construction work in harsh desert conditions. Their courage and skill built the transportation network that allowed Western territories to develop into prosperous states. Godzilla movie production behind the scenes. Roland Emmerich's 1998 New York production of the Japanese Godzilla character remake showed the complex work of creating movie monsters. The behind-the-scenes footage revealed how filmmakers used special effects and miniature models to bring the giant creature to life. Modern movie-making techniques allowed Hollywood to recreate the famous Japanese monster for American audiences. French woman post-war life returns. A Parisian resident carried typical French items, including baguette bread and wine, in 1945 after the end of World War II. This simple scene represented the return of normal daily life after years of war, occupation, and food shortages. The woman's ordinary shopping trip symbolized how peace allowed people to enjoy simple pleasures again. Missouri Girl Depression-era life. An American girl posed with a car in Missouri in 1939, depicting typical everyday life and lifestyle during the late 1930s. This scene showed how ordinary families lived during the end of the Great Depression when economic conditions were slowly improving. The girl and car represented the American dream of prosperity and mobility that families hoped to achieve. Chimpanzee caring for leopard cub. A chimpanzee fed a leopard cub in 1971 at Southam Park Zoo in the UK, showing rare interspecies nurturing behavior between different animals. This unusual friendship demonstrated that maternal instincts can cross species boundaries when animals are raised together. The caring relationship showed how love and protection can exist between very different creatures. Mao Zedong during Chinese War. Chinese leader Mao Zedong was photographed at age 47 in 1937 at the Yan'an base during the Second Sino-Japanese War. This wartime image showed Mao during his rise to power as he fought against